here we are at Market Basket. I had to go in and get a specific list of things. I wanted to get my shopping done early in the morning, so they open at 7 o'clock. So I was there about 7:15. So not many people in the store. You know, it's interesting. They had a lot of new hires here. How could I tell they were new hires? Ooh, look at this. They didn't know where anything was. I asked a number of people. You know, I don't usually shop in the store, so I was interested in a few items. And one person directed me to the list hanging up in one aisle that had none of the things on it that I was actually looking for. You know, like what is in what aisle. So I don't know. But, you know, it's the situation everybody's in, I guess. Bakery's looking for cake decorator. You know, they're just slow on labor. There seem to be a lot of immigrants there, you know, people talking Arabic. I saw people from Vietnam, Asian people, and there were some generic, you know, old white men, and they appeared to not know much more. So that's why I'm thinking there were a lot of new hires. I did notice the Asian woman evidently is in charge of produce, I think, because she knew everything, where everything was down to the inch. I don't know what these things are. I'm looking at them and it's like, well, I'm not going to buy them because I have no idea what they are. So I'm looking for things like, you know, bananas, baby cut carrots. And you all know baby cut carrots now. They're not really baby carrots. They're made out of carrots that are kind of substandard. They're broken or whatever. And they have a machine that cuts them down into a smaller shape. So say you have a decent sized carrot that's broke. Well, you can't sell that. Well, you run it through this machine and you get 3 baby carrots out of it. And they put the word cut in now because they aren't actually real baby carrots. They're just cut to appear to be baby carrots. I learned that when I was looking up some nutritional information about how the vitamin ratios are different when carrots are really young than when they're older. And I was looking into it, and that's how I discovered the idea that baby carrots or baby cut carrots aren't really baby carrots at all. They're just cut that way. And it's ingenious because you figure some farmer figured it out. You have all these, you know, carrots, probably they're picked by machine to some degree, and you know, you have damaged ones, and here it's you put it in there and you get a product you can sell out of something in the past you might have had to have thrown away. Tater tots are like that. They originally were just made out of leftovers, and the package kind of said it was from leftovers that they didn't use making other things. And they called them something like mattresses. Well, someone got smart, decided to like double the price of them, call them tater tots, and not say they were made out of parts of the potatoes that were left over, and the thing started selling like hotcakes. Here we are in the mushroom area. I always check out the mushrooms. They do have here, not a huge different selection here today, but they have the much larger selection of mushrooms than a normal supermarket does. But they're quite pricey. But I got some button mushrooms just to put on a pizza, which you might have seen a little extremely short video I made on that. It wasn't too hot today. When I filmed this, today it's brutal out there. I mean, the stores would be cool. That would be a good place to go to cool off. But, you know, out in the parking lot today in stores, I had to go down to one store, and it was brutal just walking from the car to the store. It was bad. You know, you get this huge amount of blacktop. Well, look at they've got some bread missing. That's interesting. You don't use, usually in the morning when I come in, things are pretty well stocked up. But, you know, stock work depends on having enough people to do the job. And, you know, so it leaves holes in the shelves, even if they do have items. I think now they're getting items. It used to be with the, that's not bad. That's a good one. A lot of times, I wish I'd gone to the bread store first. I could have gotten some of these same breads for $1 a loaf. But I think now they're getting a lot of supplies on time. It's not supply chain issues. Some of it is just that they don't have people to put the stuff out, I think. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, you can see. I went to get that, then I found two for $7, so I paid $3.50 for a loaf, 2 loaves of bread, but I just decided to try something different. Usually when I go into a store, I'm pretty committed to I'm going to buy most of the things there. I'm going to buy what I need. I don't, with my bad back and different things, I just don't have the energy to, you know, hop in different stores. So if I go into Market Basket, I'm going to try to get everything there. If we go into my local Hanover's, I will get everything there. And you know, as much as people say the Market Basket saves them money, I find items that are more than Hanover's. Like this week, the fake almond milk, like my wife and daughter like. One likes the plain and one likes the chocolate. They were 50 or 60 cents more per carton here. I'm sure there were some things that are cheaper here too. I did find, sometimes it doesn't, there you go, that's what I got. Sometimes they don't seem to have as many what we would call generics, right? But I did find generic rice checks, and I haven't found those at Hannaford's before, so that was good, because the generic tastes just as good as the regular. But and you know, I think the trick to saving money in the store, excuse me, is to become really familiar with the store and how they mark things, how they mark down things, what days, what products they have. You know, look at these generics and different things. Because sometimes you can be surprised that sometimes they'll have what you might think is an off-brand or a more expensive brand, and actually can be cheaper than, you know, the brands that you've been using. I don't know. So, I mean, it is true some generics are not as good, but generally it holds that generics are pretty much the same quality for less money. But not always. So you make that decision based on individual products, and the only way you can tell that is by trying the generics and saying, is this good or is this not good? Here's the almond milk here. I'm looking for the almond unsweet in the regular, and then the chocolate. And like I say, they're 50 or 60 cents more than what I was paying, what I paid this week for them in Hannaford's. They didn't have the dark chocolate either, which is interesting. Look at all of it, though. One thing these do have, which is interesting, is they have the shelf-stable almond milk. So just like regular milk, they heat the product up to kill all bacteria, and it's sealed in a container, and it's done so well that you don't have to refrigerate the product at all. Once you open it, you refrigerate it, but it can set out on your counter, you know, and you stick it in the refrigerator a few hours before you need it. If you're going to use it for cooking, you don't even have to, you know, chill it or anything. But here we are. Oh, I tried this blueberry and bilberry. I think the bilberry was supposed to be a herbal type thing. I don't know. It was interesting, the taste. I mean, it's yogurt, but it had a much milder taste than yogurt. I didn't do an actual taste test on that, but we're going to have one at the end of this video on an Italian sandwich I bought here, which was something like $5.25 or something. And that was my breakfast, this morning. And then I was careful not to eat too much for lunch because, you know, this Italian has got a lot of bread in it. So, oh, lettuce things I'm looking at here. I did a big weight loss kick where I basically ate a lot of salads for a month, and I dropped quite a bit of weight. And I should do that again. Although eating salads isn't the cheapest thing you can be doing, because, you know, produce has gone up. And, you know, for a salad, you're going to be wanting to put different things into it. And, you know, it's not cheap, but, you know, losing the weight is worth it. I think I'll try it again shortly. I need to lose some weight. Oh, here's some trail mix. This seemed kind of expensive to me, but I got it. Well, that was my little shopping market basket. Interesting, that a lot of new hires there. A lot of languages being spoke, but you know, asking people, you know, I don't usually shop here, and I had a specific list that I had to go by. I was actually buying for another person. And so, you know, asking a person, one time it went through 3 people. I'll ask him, he asked another person, and they ask another person, and that person knows. But it definitely wasn't just the immigrant issue, because I asked, you know, people like me, my age, white, and they didn't know where things were either. So it seems like they must have a lot of new hires. They've got signs up everywhere that they're looking for hires. They even had, in the bakery, they were looking for a cake decorator, which I can see the need for one. If you have a bakery department, you're selling cakes, you got to have someone that can basically at least write on them and do something, say happy birthday, Fred, whatever it is. And but anyway, this is what we're trying out. This is going to be my breakfast. And so this is an Italian, ham cold cut Italian. And first off, it looks like it doesn't have much in it, but we'll hold our thing until we actually taste it. It was packed on the 27th at 6:16 a.m. So, and sell by 7:30. No calories or anything of it similar to that for information. There we go. It seems like it's obviously rolled by machine. Let's cut a piece off here. My Leatherman Wave. It's my everyday carry. I use it all the time for different things. So, let's dissect this. We've got pastrami, we've got ham, we get a little bit of lettuce, tomato, and a piece of cheese. That's funny, interesting, because normally you expect to find green peppers, olives, and onion. Now maybe there's some onion in with the lettuce. Oh yeah, I think there is, but let's try it. Okay, it tastes fine, but it doesn't hold the candle to a real Italian sandwich like we would buy here in Maine. It's interesting These are called something else in different areas of the U.S. They stopped being subs, and they became, Italians, they became subs, submarine sandwiches. Then you have hoagie sandwiches. These are all variations on the theme of what was, some are heated, some are not. But supposedly, Italians were kind of invented as dock workers needed sandwiches, and there was a large Italian immigrant population at the time, so that's where they get the name Italian. But these aren't a lot like what they would eat. They would be much more robust than what's in it. And I was in unfortunately the place is gone now, and up in Wyndham there was this guy that had an Italian deli. Went in there, very talkative guy, very interesting, and we said we wanted 2 Italians. My daughter was with me, and he says, well, do you mean real Italians or an Amato's Italian? And you know, Amato's Italian would be what you would, in this area, you would gauge all other Italians towards the Italians that Amato's makes, especially on India Street in Portland. I took a picture of one, and I put it on these Google photos. It's had millions of views. It's amazing. But he said that wasn't really an Italian. So he made us an authentic one. The bread was bigger, had different things in it. It was really good. But again, different than normally what people are looking for when they're getting an Italian, at least here in Maine, is something more, you have the roll, you have, ham, cheese, onions, olives, green pepper, and this doesn't look like it's got really, there's going to be a drizzle of olive oil in it too, which this doesn't have. But it's good. It's, $5. Real Italians cost more like $6.50 and up, the $6 to $8 range, depending on where you get them. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed my little trip through and my little review on the Italian sandwiches at Marketplace. Bye.